Hey guys, Harry Thomas here, and God help me. I actually have to remember and discuss the top 10 worst movies of 2017. Oh man, 2017, guys, was one of the greatest years for movies in some time. It contains some of my favourite movies of all time, but in contrast to that, it contains some of my least favourite movies of all time. So I'll start with my dishonourable mentions, and then I'll get to my fury on ranting about the worst pieces of shit of 2017. And my dishonourable mentions include Despicable Me 3, The Circle, and finally The Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature. So we'll start at number 10 and work our way up to number 1. Let the extreme rants commence. At number 10, the Mummy reboot. Talk about an inferior reboot to the 1999 Brendan Fraser Mummy, which was at least entertaining, something that this shitty reboot forgets to be. Aside from the minuscule redeeming qualities of Sophia Boutella being solid as the Mummy, and Tom Cruise at least attempting to show charisma. I initially called The Mummy mediocre when I reviewed it, but on rewatch, guys, it's not good. This reboot I now believe to be a clunky, colossal fucking mess. The entire film is exposition. It's so intent on setting up this dark cinematic universe bullshit, which Universal were hoping to start, so that it forgets to be a fun movie on its own. The CGI looks like shit and total garbage. The female lead just has to be frequently saved by a man, and Russell Crowe is completely wasted. This reboot was supposed to start the dark cinematic universe, but it ended up killing it. At number 9, Daddy's Home 2, the definition of a sequel that literally nobody asked for. The original Daddy's Home already sucked to begin with. It doesn't deserve a sequel. The fathers are extremely mean-spirited in this movie, especially Mel Gibson's character. I didn't give a shit about their character arc of having to learn to get along with each other. As far as I'm concerned, the fathers getting locked in jail for the acts of cruelty they committed would have been a more interesting movie. The movie is the laziest movie I have seen all year, and I never laughed. The attempts of humour are fucking pitiful. Number 8, The Snowman. What should have been a amazing crime thriller movie turned out to be a fucking total bore fest. I have rarely been bored by a snooze fest this year as much as The Snowman. It totally wastes a talented cast such as Rebecca Ferguson and Michael Fassbender. Why are they starring consistently in shitty movies? They deserve better. The twist at the end made no fucking sense whatsoever. There was no clear direction to this movie. It just ended up being a total disaster. That you know what, you should just read the book instead. As number 7, on par with The Gallows as the most dog shit horror movie I have ever had the displeasure of sitting through, The Bye-Bye Man. What a dumb fucking title for a horror movie. That's literally the name of the villain, The Bye-Bye Man. It literally looks like this is, without question, the most cliche, derivative, and fucking unscary horror movie I've ever seen all year. Just the jump scares were shit. I was just laughing unintentionally, and how unintentionally hilariously bad this movie was. It's just not worth putting on for Halloween. Just watch Nightmare on Elm Street. Just watch Friday the 13th. The Bye Bye Man is a movie I will gladly say bye-bye to whenever I get the opportunity. At number 6, a choice that was going to be originally much higher on my list. However, as the year went on, it gradually got lower and lower. However, it doesn't change that this is still a pure abomination of cinema. Resident Evil, the final chapter, the fingers crossed final and 7th installment of this abysmal, shitty video game franchise in which Paul W.S. Anderson doesn't give a fuck about making good movies. He just wants to steal our fucking money. And Mila Jurnovic, his wife, as the lead character, she's given no character development and just kicks ass. And who even remembers the other characters? And this movie has one of the worst, most laughably pathetic villains I have seen in some time, especially the action sequences that directly rip off Mad Max Fury Road in a piss poor way, and the editing, the fucking editing is the worst. Some of the worst editing I have ever seen in movie history, period. The editing sucks incredibly hard. Whoever edited this movie has no business editing movies. At number 5, this is a choice I'm going to get a ton of backlash from its fans for sure, but I don't care. I have to be honest with you guys. Remake as old as time, cash grab as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast, more like Beauty and the Bitch. This is the worst of the Disney live action remakes so far. It goes to show Disney, they have stopped caring about making original good movies. They're just pouring out shitty remake after shitty remake to grab our money. This remake had no fucking reason to exist. I entirely forgot about it the instant I walked out of that cinema. The entire story was a boring, cheap, lazy rehash of the animated classic. It was completely predictable, and even the changes they did make sucked. They bring up this book that can teleport you to anywhere, but they never use the fucking book again for the rest of the movie. And Belle's mother should have been kept alive. That would have been a difference from the original, and everybody was miscast and pales. Everything just fucking pales in comparison to the original Beauty and the Beast, which is actually an amazing movie. At number 4, The Boss Baby. DreamWorks, I cannot believe you have sunk this low. Remember your animated classics like Prince of Egypt, Spirit Stallion, The Cimarron, Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar, How to Train Your Dragon? What the fuck happened to you? This is just the worst, stupidest fucking idea they have ever written. They dragged poor Alec Baldwin into this shit, and the animation looks like shit. The story is 100% predictable about two brothers having to learn to get along, even though the Boss Baby is the antagonist of the movie. Literally, the plot is babies trying to overthrow puppies as the cutest thing. I am not lying to you guys. It's that fucking ridiculous. This is a lesson how to not make a DreamWorks movie. I am praying How to Train Your Dragon 3 comes sooner in 2019 to redeem them. And oddly enough, my Boss Baby Rant is my most viewed video so far with over 2,000 views. Thank you, well, guys, we finally made it to the top 3, the 3 worst of 2017 that I hate with such a passion, and I did extreme rants for justifiably. At number 3, Transformers The Last Night. Oh, sorry, The Last. Fuck you. When will this franchise fucking die already? Michael Bay should not be allowed to direct another movie again after giving us this shit. He just rehashes the exact same motherfucking movie as the first four. And Optimus Prime is in the movie for like 20 minutes, and he turns back to good because apparently Bumblebee can talk again. What the fuck? Who wrote that? And can you believe the twist is that Mark Wahlberg's character, the pointless human character who nobody cares about, is the last knight? It just fuck you, Michael Bay. And the CGI looks like shit. The action sequences were all boring as fuck. Yes, let's pray we don't receive a Transformers 6. It's time for Transformers to permanently end. At number 2, I didn't think it was feasible that there'd be a worse animated movie this year than The Boss Baby, but it is. The Emoji Movie. No, Harry, don't do it, don't do it. Why the fuck was this enormous pile of shit even greenlit? Sony couldn't give two fucks about making good movies. They showcased that when they made the shitty Amazing Spider-Man movies and shat all over Spider-Man. They're doing the exact same thing with fucking emojis. No, who asked for this? Nobody. The story is the most cliched story in an animated movie to ever fucking exist. The characters are atrociously awful. I hated every single one of them. They even throw in a stupid subplot about Jean's parents, Mother Meh and Father Meh, about them having divorce issues. Kids would want to see that. Everyone who I saw this in my screening left the theatre. All the families, all the kids were bored out of their fucking minds. Would you rather show your kids animated movies like The Lion King or the Emoji Movies, guys? Ask yourselves that. And the fact that the Emoji Movie isn't my number 1 worst of 2017 goes to show that 2017 sure had some shit. And the number 1 worst movie of 2017 is, no, fuck that, it doesn't even deserve the title of movie. 50 Shades Darker. Oh, sorry, 50 Shades Shittier. That's better. No, don't do it, Harry, don't do it. You can sit through just one more of these. It's gonna fucking hurt, guys. There are no words except fuck this shit. Everything about 50 Shades Shitty sucks. It's a lesson how to not make movies. It's the worst directed, worst written, worst acted, worst shots, enormous piece of fucking shit, and it's the worst pure fucking torture I have ever had in my entire life. When I almost got out of that cinema, I was fucking livid, and I was hugely relieved. I left 10 minutes before this shit was over because I couldn't fucking take it anymore. Dakota Johnson's Anastasia Steele is the weakest female character ever written. Her decision to get back with Christian Grey is the stupidest decision anyone could make on the planet. Christian Grey is the worst character ever. Extremely hateable he is. He makes every other villain that's come before him look like a saint. The girl who was trying to split Anna up with Christian is portrayed as the antagonist, even though she's entirely in the right. And if the plane scene isn't an example of the worst fucking writing in human history, I don't know what is. And and the dialogue is just hellishly awful, especially the acting, especially James Foley's direction. This is the definition of Twilight fanfiction. I never have to talk about those movies again. Whoa! Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. And what are your top 10 worst movies of 2017? Please comment, let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google Plus and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.